Welcome friends to the 2023 BMW X3 review. Let's first talk about what's new for 2023. It's not much because 2022 was when the vehicle got a subtle refresh. So there's not too much to talk about here other than you get a new gray paint job, and they have also made the keyless entry now standard for all of the X3 models. When you go with one of the premium packages, they've gotten rid of the gesture controls, which is something that they've been doing with the newer BMWs. Other than that, no real changes. But before I get into this driving segment, I would just like to announce I have made some new merchandise for you guys. I have some proper high quality merch like this long sleeve t-shirt and these hats, as well as a few other things. So if you want to check that out, it'll be linked down in the description box. But I'll talk more about that towards the end of this video. For now, let's go ahead and let's transition over into this driving segment. All right, from 2022 going on to this new model year, there are literally no changes in the way that this car drives or feels, which is not a bad thing because last year when I tested out the X3, it was amazing. A really high quality product. The way that you see it here, this is the X-Drive 30i trim level, and this is the exact model that I would recommend getting for most families because with the convenience package, like you see it here, it's around $52,000. If you want to save some money with this vehicle, I did partner up with AutoCompanion. He is offering a certain amount of money off of these X3s. And again, I'll talk more about that towards the end of this video as well. But yes, with the discounts, with the incentives, these X3s, they do make a lot of sense for most families. And I just got out of the X5 BMW as well. I'll make some brief comparisons with the X5 and the X3 as well in case you are contemplating getting either of these two vehicles. You are certainly saving a lot more money when you go with the X3 for sure. One of the differences, this X3 does handle a little bit better than the X5. It feels a little bit more nimble, partly because it's a smaller vehicle. So it is more fun to, toss this thing around into corners. Also, we have here the 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder. I know many people might think it's a downgrade from the X5, and I guess it is. But really, you would be impressed with the power output of this. It does get up to speed just fine. It's really all you need for daily driving. It's got 248 horsepower, 258 pounds-feet of torque, does 0 to 60 in around 6.2 seconds. The only con with this 4-cylinder compared to the inline-6 is there's a little bit more turbo lag with this. Okay, when you initially step on it, there's like a 1-second delay and then it gets up and goes. It doesn't have the clean, smooth power delivery of the X5. It doesn't feel as linear as the X5 is really what I'm trying to say. But other than that, the power is all here, both for city driving and for highway driving, no problem. Ride quality and refinement is amazing. We do have here the 19-inch wheels, and it rides over pretty much every type of bump with no issues. I would say that the X5 is only a smidge more smoother over bumps than this X3, but for 99% of the time, this is amazing. The 8-speed ZF automatic is incredible like you would expect. Really quick shifts. The braking performance, also on point. Like literally, there's not much to complain about here other than a bit of turbo lag, and also the high-speed stability. It kind of gets persuaded by the wind a little bit more out on the highway. That's the only other thing I noticed, but most people driving this are going to keep it under 80 miles an hour anyway, so it's not really that big of a deal. But that's really about it. Other than that, this is going to serve many families extremely well. I like the way this looks. I like the way it handles around town. Refinement is really good, really quiet. Not too much wind noise or tire noise. And that's with these run flat tires, by the way. We have here these Bridgestone run flat tires, and quite frankly, these tires are smoother than some traditional tires that I have tested out. So many people who say that run flat tires suck, well, these don't. These are totally fine. And the grip slash handling again, not affected. And with all that established, let's go ahead and let's transition over into the interior segment. Okay, let's quickly cover this interior space because I've already done a full review of the 2022 X3, so I'll make this quick. First of all, we have the phenomenal looking cognac interior, this kind of orange brown color. Really appreciate that. These are heated seats, by the way. That's your steering wheel. This is your door panel. A bit of glossy wood here. I like the more silver colored buttons. I just think that gives it an extra premium touch and elegance to it, I suppose. This big X here, again with the silver material. We do not have here the Harman Kardon audio system. This is the base audio, and you know what? It doesn't sound terrible. And you have a lot of storage space within the door pockets as well to put large bottles in here, etc. Let's go ahead, hop inside, and let's start the vehicle up. Okay, now that we have the vehicle started up, steering wheel has a nice premium feel to it, like with pretty much all the BMW steering wheels. Really appreciate this with the kind of silver paddle shifters once again. Infotainment, we have the previous generation infotainment. It is a touchscreen. It reacts very quickly, and the thing I like most about this is the separated climate control buttons and switches, as well as your separate climate control display. Really fantastic. One of the reasons why you might want to consider going with one of these 23 models if you don't like the new direction of BMW infotainments and climate controls. This is so non-distracting, very well integrated, and still looks modern and elegant. So your heated seat controls, as I mentioned before, and the digital gauge cluster, that also looks fantastic. Shows you some great information, no problem. You can access the infotainment with this dial pad if you so choose. Whatever you want to do there, and you have your separate modes that you can put the vehicle into. I like the comfort mode. That should suffice for most people. This is your backup camera. No 360 camera in this particular model. Check out the armrest. Got a decent amount of space in there with a USB-C port. You also have a USB port up here with a wireless charging pad, 2 cup holders. Put this down, and another look at the seats here. They do look amazing. I really like this color. This thing does extend out if you needed to. This is the window sticker here. Got it pulled out for you. You see, this portion's a bit ripped. Kind of look through that. Price of this vehicle, $52,000 approximately. There's your EPA numbers, but you can definitely beat those numbers for sure. Very safe vehicle. Pretty much all of these modern day BMWs, they are an IIHS top safety pick. It's your glove compartment. And overall, like with pretty much every new BMW I have tested, the interior quality is very solid. Nothing is creaking or rattling in here. No problems. Seating position is excellent. You can see just about everything. The mirrors do a good job. Same thing with the rear view mirrors. We also have the headlight controls. You can just put that in auto. That's fine. And a little tray here for coins and other things. Maybe some tickets, what have you. So that's pretty much everything that you need to know for the front. And there's your heated steering wheel, by the way. That's everything for the front. So let's go ahead and let's transition over into the back seats. Okay, once again, seats, they do look amazing. I am 5'11". I have no issues getting in and out of this vehicle. The front seat is set to my position, and I definitely have a decent amount of legroom back here, pretty much the exact same as the X5. That's what I said in my previous X3 video. If you don't want to pay up for the X5, it's not a big deal because the rear legroom is about the same, but there is this plastic backing here. So adults, they're going to be sitting back here and this is going to be digging into their shin area, and that's not very comfortable. So something to keep in mind. You do have your own climate control to play with back here, along with your rear climate vents, 2 USB-C ports, and this middle hump here, it's not too bad. I mean, it's there for sure, but you can definitely put a 5th person back here just in case, right? There's your 2 cup holders. There you are. That's pretty much everything for the rear seats here. Nothing too crazy to talk about. It is a nice place to spend time in. There's your look at the front here. And with that, let's go ahead and let's talk about the trunk space now. Okay, you can open up the trunk with the key fob, of course. And there you have it. Very decent amount of space. Little flap that you can open up. No spare tire with this particular one because we have the run flat tires, as I already stated. These run flats are literally quieter than some regular all seasons I've tested. And you can fold down the second row seats. You can put this tonneau cover away and give you a better perspective. Just fold down one of the seats here just so you can get a good idea. Very lightweight seats, no problem. That's pretty much flat right there. Yeah, very practical machine. You should not have any issues with it. Yes, the X5 has a bit more rear cargo space, mostly because it's like a taller space, if you will. I do think this is fine for most families. This is great. This is a fantastic package that's easy to live with, easy to park, all that good stuff, while still being able to house adults in the rear seats and a massive trunk, quite frankly. So this is what I recommend to most families. If you don't want to splurge on an X5, this will make many people very happy. So with that established, let's go ahead and move on to the conclusion segment. Okay, concluding thoughts on the X3. Like I mentioned, this is certainly a vehicle I recommend to most families. I really don't think most people need to step up to the X5 per se, unless you really just like the way that it looks. Yes, it is a better vehicle for sure, but stepping up to it means, you know, you're paying quite a bit more money for it as well. I get it, most people are leasing this, and really the lease prices between the X5 and the X3 are not that different. So yeah, I guess if you're doing that, go ahead, step up to the X5. It is better for sure. Another thing you have to realize is these BMW products, they are more so luxury vehicles, not really sports cars per se. I know, you know, there's the ultimate driving machine slogan being thrown around, and many people think this is some out of this world driving experience. That's just not the case. These are good driving machines, but they lean more towards luxury car more than they do sport. And that's fine for most families. I just want to get your expectations in the right place. So both the X3 and the X5, it's going to serve most families extremely well. As I mentioned before, I did partner up with AutoCompanion. He does offer some discounts on both the X3 and the X5, so that's a great thing. And if you want a 2023 X3, go ahead, because you do get the more traditional infotainment. You can get this more traditional BMW technology, which I think many people will like. If you want the newer models, the X5 has been redesigned, and AutoCompanion is offering over 8% off MSRP on those vehicles. Again, up to you on what you value. Also, if you want to support me directly, you can purchase some merchandise. I did make some new t-shirts, some new long sleeves like you see here. The hats, I'm really pleased with the way these have turned out. The hoodies, these are all great. You can throw them in the dryer and it's not going to completely shrink. It will be linked down below in the description box, and I would greatly appreciate your support. If you like the content, if you find this valuable, make sure to like and subscribe.